Welcome to Over 40 and loving every minute of it. I am Lisa Faith Pliner. I'm a wife, I'm a mother, I'm an artist, a designer. I've written a children's book, I've modeled. I mean, there's so much of myself that this list could go on of journeys and experiences, but it's really made me who I am today, and I am over 40 and loving every minute. But that's the show. That's what I'm talking about. It's the answers and the questions or I was afraid to ask and didn't know growing up, or experiences. I mean, our life's changed. I mean, now, we live in quarantine, or we're Zooming, or we have social distancing. I mean, really, what is appropriate? What is the appropriate thing to say, or how to dress, or look, or hair color? But you will get the answers and learn really how great it is to be over 40 and love yourself. So join me, Lisa Faith Pliner, for my new podcast where all women are welcome, and this is Over 40, loving every minute of it. Hi. Well, we are here, how to keep beautiful during quarantine. And I have one of my dearest friends who's made me up many of times, and we've just have been friends, I don't know how long, so we're not counting the years because then we'll age us. But my friend Tim Quinn, he is a celebrity face designer. He has graced the pages of all the magazines we love: Vogue, Harper, Bazaar, Elle, Glamour. His clientele can go on and on. Just a few of like Diane Lang and Glenn Close and Gwen Stefani, Amber Heard. I mean, his list can go Kerry Washington. I mean, he just knows what he's doing when it comes to makeup. And how are you, my friend? I could just go on and more about how good you are, but I'm going to let everybody know how good you really are so you can tell us.
Oh, all right, gotcha. No, I'm so glad. Thank you for having me on, especially during this time. It's good to have, FaceTime with people.
Right. Okay, so we have a question of the day. So
Okay.
Our question of our day is how to look your best during quarantine.
Hot topic. Yeah.
Right? I mean, I think this is how you and I talk every day practically now. So
it's a good conversation I have ongoingly. Because, as you said, we're living a different life now. So we're home. And I find that what we're doing is we're looking at ourselves probably more than ever. So we maybe don't have access to all those experts. So it's kind of like learning to work with either what you have, who you are, and look your best, And to me, it's all about your complexion, as we always talk, Lisa.
Right. And I know I always send you little tips of like, I text you, I'm like, I'm wearing this. Okay, what do I do? Or how do I get rid of this right now? And I mean, I definitely you all were so grateful to like send me some fabulous products. And I know this is the thing you always wear, which is that glow on moisturizer the other day. And I go, why did you do to your skin? You goes, well, I have this on. So, but again, those are just some of the maintenance things that we all need that you can, talk a little bit about of some of your products of why.
Because I think it's important that your skin is glowing. And I think that's what, listen, I'm way over 40 myself. So, we kind of lose that natural glow a little. So what you can do to put it back in, of course, staying hydrated helps and not just wine. But that's why I sent you, did I send you the Aqua Pantelleria? Which is like a hyaluronic acid. So basically that's a terrific thing to.
I think it's this one. Yes, you did send me that. I just didn't open it up yet. But it is in there.
Use it underneath your makeup because it really boosts the hydration of whatever you're using.
Oh, okay.
We're spending more time indoors now. So whether you're living, in an arid climate, humid, whatever, the air conditioning can really dry your skin, So you want to keep the hydration level boosted as high as possible before you put your moisturizer on. And that Glow On Balm is amazing because it instantly gives you a glow.
Okay, so my question is today, as we are, again, living indoors, and now we have so many face masks, what is the best kind of foundation from you guys, or how, I know you come in, silk and then a little bit heavier, and, I have so many of your stuff, I don't even know which way. I think I just try them all till I figure out which one I like my best. But really, what are the best ways of that it won't melt, since some of our climates are in different, or we have different climates everywhere, and we are constantly wearing a mask.
And you don't want that transfer as much. It's hard, honestly. This is probably the time where it's like your wardrobe. You have appropriate things for different, you have your red carpet looks, you have your, going to work look, staying home look. Same with foundation. So I think you want something that's a little more, like, first of all, not as full coverage, because then it won't transfer as much. That's why I'm kind of loving like that neo nude, like it's almost like a tinted moisturizer. You can just kind of massage into your skin just to kind of balance the skin. What I use all the time are setting sprays, like the misters that really work, because you can just, even during the day, put it back on over your makeup. It helps to lock the makeup in so it won't transfer. It even works on lipstick. Okay,
so your Silk foundation is one of your best-selling, highly recommended.
Still the top-selling foundation in luxury. I mean, it's a workhorse, like all-day wear. You can wear that, especially if you're one of these people who's going to be starting off early and going all day.
Okay.
And the thing I love about that is you don't have to like mask your skin. Like you can use a small amount, like one pump, and kind of massage it into your skin. So it just gives like a thin veil and kind of balances.
Okay.
Rather than enveloping.
And should you constantly, like after you do your face done, or you put your, your foundation, and then I guess these are the highlighters and stuff, do you want to then spray it or spritz it to settle it, and then go on to do, whether it's eye makeup or just lips, or do you want to just spritz yourself after you apply every application, which you just keep setting it, or it won't make it too heavy to run down or anything?
At all. I tend to like to do that, especially because a lot of times it's no different than me getting somebody ready for the red carpet.
Okay.
We get somebody ready at 11 o'clock. The red carpet's not till 4, and then they're going all night.
So you're,
so it's like baking a cake. It's like layers, the layer cake.
Right.
But you'll find that especially with our products, like it's meant to look imperceptible, like you won't even notice. That's why I like to use small amounts. I show people all the time, like even when you're working with skincare, when something has a dropper, that doesn't mean fill it to the top and put all that on. You just need a drop or two.
Goes a long way. Your makeup goes a long way. Okay, so here's another tip for you to help me out. What is the tricks of the trades for 40, 50, and 60s? Is there a special way to contour or not contour? I mean, I know all of us want to make our face look so much thinner. Pretty much so. I know I do, but how do we do that? I don't even know how to do it. I mean, I'm always struggling with that.
I think that, that's a question that comes up a lot, because what gravity takes over at certain times, your face shifts. You have to like take assessment of, it's kind of like playing with shadow and light. Okay. So you want to think of, when you're doing your contour, you want to put it somewhere, depending on your face, normally it's if you find the bone and kind of slightly underneath it, so that the shadowing is going to pull the light in. And that will give us the lift. And that's what, so when you highlight the top, that's going to lift there. So I normally show just to frame your face. Okay. And I always do along the jawline, because when you have that shadowing here, it makes this look fuller. Yeah, I tend to do that. Or at least I attempt to do that. I don't know. You can just do it with your brush. Like, I use this fluffy brush I love. Okay, show me a fluffy brush. Because women do like brushes besides lots of makeup. Kind of like shaped like. Oh, okay. I do have one of those. Okay. You can do this, buff it there, right, and move along. Okay. And then you can even hit like the contour of your eye with the same. Oh, nice. Nice. Especially because I think more and more we're trying to keep it like simple, because. Right. I mean, because we're not really wearing a lot of makeup so much per se today, but maybe if there is an event, or we're going to someone's home, or it would be more about the eyes, because we're not really showing lips, but your lipsticks stay. They don't seem to fall off or rub off too hard. Well, especially if you're doing a lip, like if you do a long wear matte lip, like a non-transfer, I like these lip maestros. Okay, these. Fabulous little ones. So they're super long wear matte, but you can even just put it only on your bottom lip. Okay. Press your lips together. That way it's not going to transfer. It's not so much pigment. Okay.
Well, I can't
And
read.
it'll
I
give
can't
you-
read. Okay, I can't read the color that I'm wearing, but it is 522. So what's
Oh
522?
yeah, that's a very good neutral for anybody. Like, it
Okay.
looks good.
Okay. So all you people like neutral lips, especially like I do, 522. That's that number. Okay. So another tip for all of us, because now we are zooming, and what is the best angle that someone should zoom? I mean, and we all know we have one side better than the other. You know, when you take your selfie here, you know.
Right.
So what is, you know, zooming? What is a great angle for that?
You know, the thing is to try and get the camera, you know, at your eye level, so that I see it so many times. Men do it all the time. They put the camera too low, and then you're like either looking up someone's face,
Okay.
or if you angle it down, then that creates all the shadowing, which is, you know.
Then you see all this shadow there.
The
So
opposite
it's
of what you're
always
trying to
straight
do.
eye level, because sometimes you
keep
see
the-
people who
Keep the
want
light
to.
behind the camera, so that people can actually see you.
Okay.
You know,
'Cause-
like, very much like we do in a photo shoot. You know, like when you're taking a great picture outside, you don't want the sun behind you because then you're blocked out.
right.
So a lot of times, you know, and it might be that the light changes during the day. So
Okay, because you always see, you know, some people taking the selfies and they're holding it up high. But do you want it up a little high or more eye level?
it makes more sense to have it out. When you're doing the selfie and holding up high,
Then you're looking
you know,
up.
it's possible to keep. Then all of a sudden you're talking like this.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
So,
all you
you know,
ladies out there, when they say hold it up, you want it more eye level. So
Well, that's great for
just
like a
a
photo
little
moment,
note
you
to
know?
know. Here's the expert right now. Okay. So I know you just have traveled the world. You as modeled when you were 19 and then found your calling. And I mean, you're constantly either virtual teaching classes and things like that today, because that is our world. But is there any books that you can recommend, or things that women can maybe practice or just look at to see as we age that maybe this is a better style for us, or the do's and the don'ts, or how to cover your circles in your eyes and, you know, not make it so cakey? I mean, I think I have that problem. I have wrinkles, everybody.
That's everybody's fear with the under eye too, by the way. It's like as soon as they see concealer coming, they're afraid it's going to magnify the crepiness or
Right.
you know, the perceived. I mean, there's so many resources available now. I think that, you know, podcasts. It used to be for me magazines, which I still, you know, relish when I find one that's got some great articles. But it's important to find somebody that, you know, I always look, even when I'm going to get somebody ready, like a celebrity, I look them up, you know, and I look to see, you know, over time how they've changed, so that you kind of understand
Their
you know,
face.
style change, makeup changes, maybe your hair color changed. And the same personally, because, you know, what you were doing 2 years ago might be entirely different than the appropriate thing right now.
Right.
And you have to kind of take a hard assessment of like where we're at.
Right,
So
because
that,
people are
you know-
changing hair colors, or they're not going to the salons as much. I mean, there's, you know, it's a different world. Or some of us are lucky enough that we do have a hairdresser that can come over, but some of us are not that lucky. So with that, you know, we have to figure it out how to learn and really work what we have at home. So my next question is, I mean, you are Armani. Armani makeup is fabulous. It lasts. It stays on. You know, I know that from you, and also wearing it. But is there at a drugstore or something comparable in a way for those consumers that may not be able to really spend this high end of a makeup?
Oh, sure. I think that, you know, there's something amazing at every price point, right? The hard thing, it actually, like, the playing field's been a little leveled now, because it used to be you could go into Bergdorf, Saks, wherever, and try makeup on. That was the big difference, you know?
Right.
Now there's no testers anywhere. So now we're all kind of on the same playing field, like it's a guess. But you can kind of look for a product that has the claims that you want. Like for, you know, our age group, we want something that has maybe hyaluronic acid. You want something with a light reflector in it. You know,
Okay.
unless you're super oily, you kind of want to stay away from anything too terribly matte, because the matte finish too much can make you look older.
Okay.
You know, the colors, like I always say, like with the colors, I think because like lip color, eye color, they come in and out of fashion and then out of, you know, style. So if you're going to invest money, I would invest it in your complexion And then the drugstore is the perfect spot to go hit up the L'Oreal, you know?
Right, because I was going to say L'Oreal, y'all are also related or.
I mean, I see L'Oreal mascara everywhere I go all the time. It's still that pink and green one is still like one of the top selling, you know?
Well, I will say honestly, when I'm not wearing you, if I'm going to an event or really dressing up, I go, my go-to is my L'Oreal. So, you know, I have my numbers. But another thing is sometimes you see like makeup artists, and not everybody today is a makeup artist. I mean, we're home, we're natural, or different ways. Do you like makeup artists mixed a lot of different colors because they know the different color skin tones? Do you recommend like a certain color maybe for the eyes or higher, or that's just more where you can contour it and then just use a base, or just find a base that's just really closest natural to your skin and just work with that?
I mean, it's definitely, I always mix a couple shades,
Right.
even as I'm in lockdown with mom. Because nobody's skin is all one color normally. So
Right.
depending, you might have, you know, some melasma, you might have, you know, sunburned issues, whatever. So, you know, the idea is to keep the light in the center of your face. So you can contour with 2 different color foundations. And sometimes that's a good option if you're going to the drugstore to buy a foundation because you can't really try the shade. You can kind of look and get the base of, you know, what you think is close, and then buy one shade lighter or darker. You can always mix and blend. Because, you know, a lot happens too, like, you know, everybody's outside more active now. Maybe by the end of the week, you're a little bit darker than you were at the beginning. So, you know, like look at your neck and kind of match the foundation and blend it.
Oh my God. I mean, with you, Tim, there's so many questions. I know I always call you and I hang up an outfit and I go, okay, what are the best colors for me to wear for this? But you know what? We actually have a special guest that's joining in now.
Have fun.
Hi. Well, I'm so excited that Tim, one of my dearest friend, has brought in a very special guest today with him, and it's Christine Romo. Am I saying that correct?
Romeo.
Oh, even better. Like Romeo. Okay. And I know you and Tim work very closely together on the Farrah Faucet Foundation, and it's very dear to both of you. And Tim's a cancer survivor, and your daughter's artistic and beautiful children, though. So thank you so much for being part of this. And I mean, I have been to a couple of your events, you know, when Tim has been out here in Beverly Hills. So he's quite our man.
Yes, Lisa, thank you for supporting our events.
Yes. Oh, anytime he says, Lisa, show up, Lisa shows up.
Christine, you look terrific.
Thank you.
You know, Christine's really kept the foundation's now how many years? 10?
Over 10.
Over 10, yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing things. Obviously, I think it's important because, you know, obviously Farrah was an icon of beauty,
Right.
you know, truly from.
Okay, so Christine, so our topic really today is how to look your best during quarantine.
That's a great topic.
Right? And we do have a genius with us. So it's really, you know, we're talking foundations that won't melt, or, you know, keeping it spritz, or, you know, lipsticks, you know, or when it's, you know, or it's all about the eyes, but still keeping it natural, because I think people still want to have that natural look.
For sure. I mean, I found at the beginning of quarantine, as such a busy single mom of 2, you know, early 20s kids, juggling work and home, there was always a time issue. So the beginning of quarantine was fabulous. I had time. I could, you know, put extra conditioner in my hair, and I had time. And then it got to that mundane sort of, what am I doing today? Why bother getting dressed or taking a shower?
Right.
So then that stopped, and I had a really great sort of flash of, wow, if we can do 1, 2, or 3 things for ourselves on any given day, it changes everything. So it was from something as basic as just getting up, getting dressed, doing my hair for me, because no one else was coming by. I felt 100% different. And it stopped me going down that rabbit hole of why get dressed, you know, what's life about? And it was just because I took that action on my own behalf. not for someone else.
I mean, I have to say for myself, my daughter, more so her than me, but you know, she's 16, but she gets dressed every morning and she puts her lipstick on and her mascara and her makeup because you know what? It makes her feel like she's going somewhere or she's home or now she's going to get ready for school. But I totally get it. You know, if you do a little something for yourself every day, it really will change a mood. So, okay, so Tim, I have another question with you. Being a cancer survivor and working with also Farrah Faucet and everything, do you recommend a certain one of your foundations that might be able, you know, for their skins if they're going through treatments and stuff? What would you do?
You know, because a lot of what happens, depending on what kind of treatment you're having, like I know for me personally with the chemo, you lose your tone, like your skin tone. So, you know, obviously check with your doctor depending on what your program is, but using something to add color back in, maybe it has a little more rose tone than you used to wearing, something that gives you that healthy glow back. And to Christine's point, is the simplest things when you make your skin look a little better is very little you can control when you're going through cancer treatment, but you can control a little bit of how you look, and it does shift immediately how you feel. And for me, like, I learned that firsthand because I was always tan. I always had this kind of like blonde, and then all of a sudden I was not tan. I had no hair, and I was like 30 pounds skinnier. So in my mind, you know, putting moisturizer on, putting a little self tanner on, I felt like a little bit more like myself. And I feel like with the women I encounter everywhere, it's very much the same thing. Whether it's putting some eyebrows on, whether, you know, what you can control in any kind of a situation can instantly shift. So that's why I love what you said, Christine. You know, we wake up every day and you can change your own thought process with the simplest of things because it's so easy to just be like, ugh, you know, I just don't feel like.
Okay, so this is another question for actually for the viewers out there and for both of you and everything. I mean, Farrah Faucet, she was such a natural beauty. I mean, everyone wanted that beauty and that smile. I mean, oh, there she is. I mean, I actually have to tell you, Christine, that Farrah Fawcett actually wrote my husband back in the days with the stores a handwritten letter of thanking him. And yes, so it's still framed, and yeah,
so
it's
you
a really
have that incredible handwriting.
Yes,
of her.
I know. I read that, I kind of get teary because she really was the natural beauty.
Yes.
So tell us about the foundation. Tell us,
She is. We have these T-shirts that will be coming out soon. We're very excited. You know, I've learned a lot about Farrah. She was my icon, the hair and everything. We all had the feathered hair in high school.
Oh, yes, we did.
So what an honor when I come from Boston and I stumble out here and suddenly I'm working at the foundation, and I've been here from the beginning. Mm-hmm. And I've seen videos, I've seen outtakes, I've seen so much footage on her. And, you know, there's such an arc from when she was kind of an innocent 20-year-old that sort of came to LA and had all of that rise to that kind of fame, and then hit 40 and then was trying to have a career here, and all of the sort of different things. But the one thing about Farrah you can always say is it was such a, and I didn't meet her personally. Everything that I know has come from her family, her friends, people that worked with her, and the footage that I've seen is just such a spark and such a light, you know, such a fun, playful, there's a natural beauty in her, and you know, she's an artist. A lot of people don't know that she was a sculptor, and she painted, and she loved that. And I think that part of her soul is what kept her looking so naturally beautiful.
That's what I was gonna say. I mean, she was just ageless. She was just naturally, agelessly beautiful. I mean, but she just never really changed from, as you were saying, as Farrah Fawcett in the bikini, the bathing suit, or what she's done in her career. She really she stayed who she was. And I think, you know, that's beauty today. That's just natural beauty, where I think sometimes we're missing that. Maybe we're not. I don't know, because our world is a little bit changed, and there's so many different influences of really how people want to look. So, you know, so if Tim, so if someone was calling you as a client and you were doing a virtual, you know, thing about a look and everything, and they
Right.
say, "Oh, I want to wear. I'm going out, and I just want really dark eyes," or this. Would you say because of the virus or because of we're to tone it down because it's too much right now, and everybody's in a state of just trying to stay calm or just be themselves and have a good time?
Well, I mean, I feel like, I had this conversation a lot in the very beginning of the pandemic and the lockdown. Whatever comes up is appropriate for you. Like none of us have ever gone through this before. And if dressing up and doing it all makes you feel good, it actually, like, what do you think I do that with my mom every day? Like,
Oh,
I
I
get
know.
so many messages and so many calls of people who are like, oh, I love seeing her. Like, now I've created a monster.
Right,
But,
you did create a monster because
but
right, you
I
have to
love
know her.
that.
You have to know her mom. But he just we're trying this new lipstick today and everything. And then I'm texting. I go, wait a minute here. Mom has all these lipsticks, but where do all the cool eyeglasses keep coming from? I go, I don't want to see the makeup. I want to see the eyeglass collection. But it's
that's
like, and
part
it's
of it,
nice because you make your mom up, and then she feels absolutely beautiful. So
It shifts everything. And that's when I started doing her makeup when the dementia started, because I felt it pulled her back into the woman I always knew. And I think it's important also that, the younger generation is seeing that, because there's so much of people feeling like awful about what's going on, like you can still have moments of joy. And we all are still going to have the celebrations. There's weddings, there's
Right.
babies, there's whatever.
Okay, well, we actually have some callers coming in, guys. So let's take a caller. Who's calling? Hello? Is anybody out there?
Lisa,
Hi.
it's Lisa Gastineau, my darling.
Hi, my love. I'm just letting you know I am wearing some of your beautiful pieces today. Lisa Gastineau from, you'll know her from the Gastineau Girls back in the day, but she really has her own collection of Gastineau jewelry. And I think how Lisa, y'all can't see me, but Lisa and I were having like that conversation when if it wasn't food or what we were going to cook that night or eat, what else is new, right? That, we were just talking about makeup and talking about how we've changed and our ages and what not to wear and not to wear anymore. And, you've met Tim. We actually went together to the.
Oh, Tim, I love Tim.
I know we went
of
to
course.
the Farrah Faucet.
Tim and I met
thing
years
together.
ago. Tim and I met years ago in Florida when we were both doing things for Home Shopping Network.
Oh, that's right. Oh my
But
gosh.
what my question for him right now is, now that we are wearing face masks and our eyes are really the only feature that people can see while we're wearing the mask, what would you suggest that women over 45 or 50 do to their eyes? Like we don't want to go out looking like we're so made up that it's Halloween makeup. We want to look natural, but we want to look enhanced because your eyes say everything about your face. So what are your suggestions?
Well, Lisa, I think that's true. And I think it's all about balance. So depending what kind of a mask you're wearing, because there are some very creative ones out there right now. Don't go too heavy on the eye if you're wearing one of these like eye-catching masks. Lashes, for sure. Like whether if you don't have your own and get some or whatever, like the lashes, you can always bat your lashes and flirt a little. Keeping the shadow.
I love that.
It's true. There's an art to that. Making sure the eyebrows are filled because this now becomes the frame, so you want to kind of divert.
Exactly.
Maybe
I've noticed the trend on eyebrows are the biggest trend now in makeup and facial, whereas eyebrows were always like a secondary thing unless you had them naturally. Now people who don't naturally have wonderful eyebrows are getting them stenciled and tattooed. How do you feel about that?
I love this new microblading. I think it's remarkable, like how it literally has changed people's faces. Obviously you want to go to somebody good, but if you can't do that, using the pomades, the pencils, there's so much available now on YouTube or on the tutorials of like, it's so easy to draw the perfect brow. And the good news is if you're doing it yourself, you can wash it off if you don't like it the way it comes out. Because even sometimes I'm getting somebody ready and I have to step back a minute. We're like, oh, maybe that's a little aggressive,
Yeah. Now, do you think that women like who aren't particularly talented, do you think that they should use a stencil, or is there a specific guideline to do your own eyebrows? Because I have very fine eyebrows since I plucked them to death when I was young.
I know every time somebody says it makes me laugh. I had a friend who used to say, you pluck a chicken, you tweeze your brows. I'll never forget that. But if you line up your pencil, along the side of your nose, it kind of gives you an idea of where it should start. So you can make the point, and then like the angle is so like old Hollywood way of doing it, but it actually works. Right above your pupil, make the high point, and then out to the side, telling you where it ends. And I find that most people's brows end way too early, so you can kind of fill it in. But I like to start with a pencil that's maybe a little bit lighter, and then layer the color in, because it's easier to add more than it is to take it off.
Oh, that's a great tip. So maybe use multi-pencils and start with a lighter one.
That is a good tip.
I'm going to try
I didn't
that.
even know that. And you, Christine, I mean, what would you do as you today as a woman, really, with your eyebrows?
That's a really good question about eyebrows, because as I've gotten older, I used to have really thick eyebrows, and now they're thinner. So I just get a tint. As you can see, I have a little tint going on.
Your brows look terrific. I've seen you
without your glasses as well.
That would be
Both
Lee Schlein. It helps me out with my things. And I'm like you, Tim, and what Lisa's question was, isn't it interesting, though, that brows are huge? And if they're not highlighted, if you're getting gray or you want to cover it up, it makes such a difference to not let go of the brow, I think.
So is it a thicker brow today, or just still something that follows you?
Yeah, actually it's that. It's the ends of my brows got sort of thinner from what they used to be as I've gotten a little older. And so she just kind of fills it out with a tint.
Okay.
And it's something you can do at home, but I wanted to have my friend do it for me, who's a professional here in Beverly Hills. So she did that as a favor. But I think it's the simple things that really matter, like the brows, like the mascara. And even for me, like even a self-tanner, sometimes during this pandemic time, is quick and easy, and it just gives you that healthy glow when you've been in all day.
Do you have a favorite?
I love a Clarins product. It's their facial tanner, self-tanner, and it's like a white cream. It's not like a brown glowy one, because I find those can sometimes be yellowing, or orangey.
Well, Lisa, I'm not going to I have to cut you off short because I have another caller coming in.
Please, I was glad to talk to you guys.
I know,
Enjoy.
I'll call you later.
It's a pleasure.
Right. But again, any information you want to know from Farrah Faucet's organization, it's Christine Romeo, and you can go to thefarrahfaucetfoundation.org. So it's www.thefarrahfaucetfoundation.org. And please, let us know what we can do, any questions that, if you have cancer, or what kind of makeup, or how to help yourself, and, put that lipstick on and put your eyelashes on, and just do something that's special for yourself every day, and you'll see really what it makes a change in yourself, and why over 40 is about loving who you are. It's all about yourself. So I thank you so much for joining in today with Tim. So thank you.
Yay.
Is there anything else you want to add that I might have missed with the foundation, or anything you want to?
Just a little tip, which I find interesting. Farrah had anal cancer. It's 95% an HPV-driven cancer. We all have heard about the human papillomavirus and the 7 cancers that it causes. And so that's primarily the kind of research we do. We want to talk about awareness and prevention. And so sometimes we just like to let people know that the HPV virus, if you get a bad strain, normally your body clears it in a couple of years, but for about 40,000 people, there's a cancer diagnosis in the United States each year. So you just kind of want to do your own research, know about it. And even if you're a woman hitting divorce in your 40s, Dr. Lawrence Pirro always used to say that he's our board member and medical advisor. He's like, you need to be aware that it's a skin to skin contact viral cancer.
Okay.
It's a
okay.
Yeah. So he
I'm going to have them just contact you, or write into the foundation, and then you can. Anyone has any serious questions of doctors, and so they can just directly go through you. So,
Correct.
thank
Yes.
you
It's not
so
something for
much.
everybody to just kind of be aware of what it is and know the facts.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I hope to be talking to you soon, and
Yes.
eventually we can all get together.
Yes, we should.
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Bye, Christine.
Bye.
Okay, the phone lines are ringing, so let's just take this other caller. We have so much to do today. So, hello.
Hi, honey. It's Kimberly.
Hi, Kimberly. Another
Hi,
fabulous,
baby
beautiful
girl.
celebrity girlfriend of mine. She's like a life coach to the stars. She's just written the bestseller book, Subconscious Power with Your Inner Mind, connecting to your life. It's your life with your inside about yourself, right? Basically.
It's all about your insides, which makes my question about my outside for
Right.
Tim.
Right. So
Yeah, so the book title is Subconscious Power: Use Your Inner Mind to Create the Life You've Always Wanted.
by Kimberly Finmitter. So
That's right, Kimberly Finmitter.
right. So I know Kim personally is like it's the nails and the lips, and she has beautiful fair complexion. So what would be a question that you would be curious about for Tim? As we again, this is all about aging. You know how we talk about aging.
Right. So in the household this morning, it's all about lips because we have a little puppy that was stung apparently by a scorpion. You know, I'm in Las Vegas, Nevada. And the scorpion stung the puppy on the lips, and so the lips blew up really big, similar to when I saw his little lips. They look like Goldie Hawn in First Wives Club. Do you remember how she had her lips like so injected and they were so big for the film? Anyway, so it looked like that. It was really, you know, we rushed him to the vet and he's all good, thanks. But anyway, the point is that I started thinking, wait a minute, lips, you know, have been a real struggle for me with COVID because nothing says unsexy like COVID-19, right? And so the whole time we're trying to get like these really beautiful voluminous lips, and at the same time we're covering them up. And then I find that the mask is sticking, and you know, do you line it like really the whole thing with liner, or what do you do about the gloss? Because I know that there's matte lipsticks and all that kind of thing out there, but it just always seems like it's kind of drying and certainly not very moist and beautiful and shiny. So is there a fix for that? Because I really struggle with that every single day, to gloss, not to gloss, to color, not to color. You know, I really just don't know what to do about it.
Yeah, I think you're not alone. You're not alone. I can't wait to read your book, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Because the stickiness is what, you know, it sticks to the mask. You could do I like the more tinted balms rather than a gloss, because it's giving treatment to your lips, so it's keeping them moist. Because one of the things that happens wearing the mask is it's, you know, sucking the moisture out of your lips. And then maybe just only wear gloss when you take it off or when you get somewhere. But, you know, it's unfortunate because, you know, the lip area is like, it's, you know, sexy. So how do you keep it sexy?
Yeah.
You know,
That's actually such a good idea about the balm. That hadn't occurred to me at all. And then as far as like lining them, are there liners that you recommend over another where, because the other issue is just not the gloss smearing, but the actual lip line. So, you know, like if you do your lips and then you kiss someone and it gets all blurry around there and all smeared, that's what it seems like. It's just always like this color, right? And no real definition. Is there anything you recommend for that in particular so your lips can stay on your lips?
I mean, I find like that old trick of like, so taking your lip liner, try and match your lip color, not the lipstick. And you can kind of over exaggerate it a little if you're doing that. So you can kind of go like use the side of the pencil as you're doing that around the lip. And then I always fill the outer edges and maybe a little plumper in the center. Then when you put your balm on, it kind of gives this illusion of coming forward. And it tends to, because the matte pencils, I like the kind you have to sharpen. I find that they're a little more matte and they're a little longer wear. I know people like the ones that twirl up because they're a little softer, but the softer they are, the more oil in them, so they're going to smush up, like you're saying.
Oh, that makes good sense. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Good. Oh, I'm so happy because it's really just been, it's been a thing, and there's already enough going on about it without them thinking now, you have all of this to think about. So, and I sure appreciate, I was able to hear a little bit about the eyes, and so thank you for that. It's like before we know it, with you and your advice, we'll have a whole face back on in no time.
Thank you, Kimberly. I love you, sister. And we'll talk later.
Pleasure.
So,
Love you.
I hope you learned something.
Thank you so much, Tim.
Okay.
Oh, my pleasure.
Oh no, it's that daily hot flash moment for women over 40 and loving every minute of it. So, for the next 10 callers, Tim is going to, and Armani, we are going to give away the cleansing moisturizer. So, you get on there and you call because it's the hot flash moment. That's everything we go through, or what we're learning to go through.
I love the hat, Lisa.
I know, great. We have to thank our sponsors for the hat. And this hat is coming from Gladys Tamaz Military. And she's like one of the top designers that you'll see. Lady Gaga, Kendall Jenner just was like on a magazine beaching somewhere. And Nas, when I think he did the commercial on the horse, and so she really has a unbelievable following of celebrities and fans, and I'm obsessed with every single hat. And then actually what this hat is also, we can take it apart and pull it around the front, so when we're out that party at a house or somewhere, we can social distance, and then we just cover our face. So this little piece comes across, and voila, or be more like a harem. So we can be cool and fashionable and look really stylish. And they are on Instagram under Gladys _ Tamaz, TAMEZ _ millinery, and it's MILLINERY. And check out their hats. I promise you'll find something you want in every color. So, and then our second sponsor is Lisa Carrier Designs, and she is known for her fabulous candles everywhere. And she's been in the business for 40 years, and her success of her candles are as interior designers, and you'll know them because you have them in your house. You that's about the only thing you'll say. You'll know that's really her until you realize, like, oh my gosh, I do. I love her candles. I have them, and they smell amazing. And you can also find her on Instagram under her name, which is Lisa Carrier, CARRIER Designs, and check out her stuff. And again, the smell, and I know when people walk, or you've been in our home and you're like, what is that smell, or what's that candle? That's her. So now you know. Tim, I love you. I love you. I cannot thank you enough for all the tips and helping women over 40 and loving every minute about themselves, and loving, it's over 40 and loving every minute of it. And that's what we're going to do. We are here to show women and make women feel so beautiful about themselves, and just go to the next stage of life. And we just do it through makeup, because makeup just makes us feel pretty. So you ladies out there, you go ahead and put that lipstick on, and you go batter those eyelashes, and you just say, I am over 40, I'm a badass, and I'm loving every minute of it. So thank you. I hope to hear from you soon, and stay tuned. Thank you, Tim. Can you leave us with any last words that can inspire some of these our new women out there, or just afraid to ask that question and to learn, and really what the show is about, to just better themselves and make themselves just love themselves even more?
Yeah, Lisa, first of all, thank you. Congratulations for having me on the show. And I think it's the life. Listen, we're all going through this together. I think now more than ever, it's important to just embrace yourself, love yourself from within. Don't be afraid. What's to be afraid of? I mean, who knew we were going to be locked down? If you always want to wear a red lip, wear a red lip. If you think it's time to grow your hair out platinum, do it. Now's the time to live your dreams, and we get one shot, so enjoy it.
So definitely. So keep the faith and love every minute of it. You are only as old as you feel, and you are that conqueror. And it's not easy being on the other side of the hill today. So, but we are age perfect. So, thank you, ladies. Thank you, everyone, all women. I welcome you again to Over 40 and loving every minute of it.
Yeah, that was